All right, Drive Radio fans, I'm your host, John Rush, and my son Richard's behind the camera today. Typically we're reversed, but for this particular review, a lot of you on Drive Radio especially have been asking me about this particular truck. 2014 Dodge 1500, as you can see, so their half-ton series truck, Eco Diesel. So this has the 3-liter V6 diesel, made in Italy, and we'll just walk through the truck. I'll try to do it as quickly as I can, but we've got a lot to cover, so I'll do it as fast as I can. This particular truck, and I'm cheating, I've got the window sticker in front of me. Lots of options on this truck. This truck retails out. This truck, you can price it however you want to, but this particular press truck, the way we've got it, $53,085. That includes $4,000 for the diesel package, $1,600, almost $1,700 for the air suspension package that's actually on this truck. The 20-inch wheel and tire package right here, $1,400. The Ram box that's back here on the back, which is really kind of a cool feature. We've never really talked about that before, Richard. Let me unlock it for us real quick. That's kind of a cool feature too, by the way. So when you unlock it with the key fob, lock or unlock, it unlocks the Ram box. So if you look inside of here, as I get this opened up, it's got a lot of great storage room in here. I went the other day and got some paint for the house, did some things outside, stained the fence. You can put paint cans, buckets, tools. There's optional things you can do for the Ram box that Mopar sells, where you can do some dividers and some different features. It's kind of a cool thing. If you really are into having outside lockable storage, this works out really, really well. Still gives you all the interior of the bed, you know, to do whatever you want to with it.
However, I will note that this, and you can see here from the camera angle, it significantly is going to,
it's shorter.
Shrink your bed, right, overall bed's width.
In this short box truck, you won't get a full sheet of plywood here. You can see that. Now, to some of you that may not be a big deal, to some it is. It does give you this nice rail system where if you're going to tie some things in, and the Ram box comes in the long box version also. This just happens to be the full crew cab with the short box, which is a lot of the way, you know, guys buy trucks today, especially if you're, you know, a sales guy and you're working out of the truck some, but you're not working out of it daily. You're going to use a short box truck. This one also has an optional $500 spray-in bed liner. So, you know, very functional truck, but this is a very pricey truck, $53,000. Here's a little backup camera that's on the truck. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. It's got the reverse aid, of course, on it. This is the outdoorsman version, which also adds a little bit of extra price to the truck. You know, Dodge builds a nice truck. It's a good looking truck. We own a lot of them in the fleet. We've had great luck with them. I'm not going to badmouth Dodge at all. It's a great truck. Now, talking about the diesel package, is that a package for everybody? You have to decide that for yourself. It's a $4,000 option. I averaged here to the radio station and back, so driving in some highway, you know, combined with some city, etc., I can do about 26 miles to the gallon in this truck. That's better than what I can do in, we also own a 2014 Chevrolet with a 5.3, and in the Silverado I can average in that same trip 21, 22 miles to the gallon. So it's about 4 miles to the gallon better, but you'll have to do the math and determine for the $4,000, are you really, you know, how long is it going to take you to pay that difference off? Richard, what did you average when you drove both trucks, your truck and this truck?
Well, my truck, the advantage that, or I guess the Silverado has is it has the active fuel management, goes between 8 cylinders and 4 cylinders. So I average in my truck about 18 to 19, in this truck I average about 21. But really it's kind of like you said, you have to weigh the value, and then this truck, actually the way it sits right now is basically the exact same as what our fully loaded 2014 Silverado is at. So something also, and everyone will be able to see that when we go inside.
Yeah, when we do the interior, we're going to take a ride for it here in just a minute. When we come back and do the interior, this truck, for example, no leather. So for 53, there's no leather. It's cloth seats. You know, there is some interior features that I do like that Dodge has that some of the other manufacturers don't have. And I like the Dodge trucks, don't get me wrong, I really do. I own a bunch of them. It's a great product, great vehicle. I do like the V6 diesel. You're just gonna have to determine whether or not it fits you. Power-wise, awesome. Quietness, awesome. In fact, real quick, and we can do this because Dodge has a great feature, we'll just start it real quick while we're sitting here. So I gotta hit it twice, don't I?
Yep, hit that one twice. Just hit that button twice. There it goes.
Here we go. Yeah, so now it's running.
Yep, and this is what it's like on. You can pull up to people, and most people won't notice it. Now, when you do get on it on the road, you can hear it. It is definitely a feature. And are you gonna show them the.
Yep, and then it should level down, right?
So yep. So if everyone, I'll kind of hold the camera steady, and you should be able to see. It'll kind of be difficult, but see the car actually lower.
Yeah, well, you can see the difference in the ride height down here. It's gotten a lot lower, so when you're climbing in the truck, it just makes it easier, especially if you've got some, you know, us old guys, or you've got somebody elderly that you're trying to haul around, etc. It just makes stepping in and out of the truck easier. It also, and maybe Richard can show this later, it gives you also the additional height on down the road if you're doing some off-roading, things along those lines. Not that this is an off-road, you know, solid off-road truck, it's not, but you do get some extra ground clearance out of that $1,600 air suspension package. Again, that's a big price. You need it. You'll have to be the judge of that. Let's go for a ride, and we'll come back and do the interior after that. All right, guys, we're going to do the driving portion now. And real quick, Richard, show on the screen. We like to show this portion of it. This one does have the ability where it shows you where you're going, where you're turning as you're backing up. So the backup camera shows you. You can also see if you had a trailer hitch on here, where the hitch portion would be. So if you're backing into a trailer, that becomes very easy to see. And again, Richard, just show the knob here as far as switching. It's right where your hand is. If you want to go drive, you know, reverse to drive, off you go. It's really as simple. I actually, Richard was commenting too, I do like this. I hope more manufacturers go to this. I know some of you old timers are gonna say, oh, well, John, it's just one more electronic thing you gotta mess with. Well, guess what? Even some of the ones with the lever, it's still electric. So you know what? We're going so electronic with everything anyways. What difference does it make? I like the knob. It cleans everything up inside. But this truck's got a nice smooth ride. It's quiet inside. Again, the 20-inch wheel and tire package, $1,400. Do you need it? No. Does it make the truck look a little cooler? Yes. It's a matter of whether you think it's worthwhile or not on your end. You'd have to be the one to judge that. Keep in mind, with the 20-inch tires and wheels, we don't talk about this much, and I should. When you get a lower sidewall and a larger wheel, your ride will not be as good as if this just had regular, you know, 17, 18-inch wheels on it, for example. So if you go to a larger tire and wheel package, you're automatically going to stiffen up the ride because there's less sidewall flex in the tire. So you're not using the tire at all for anything in the suspension. But this is a nice truck. Again, we talked about it, well, we will talk about it here in a minute. We'll go over all the interior features, etc. But it's got good storage. We'll go through that more when we get into it. But do I like this truck? Yeah. Do I like the diesel? As you can tell from us driving inside, you wouldn't know we're driving a diesel. Works well, has great hauling capacity. Again, I will not get into all the numbers of what it can tow. Go online, look it up. Each truck, how it's configured with wheels, tires, etc. All has a bearing on total weight ratings, what you can haul with it, etc. So go look that up for yourself. I'm not going to get into those details. You guys that are into that can figure that out on your own. Will the truck haul whatever you want to haul? Yeah, this diesel engine will haul whatever this half-ton truck is capable of hauling. No problem. It'll compete fine with any of the V8s that are on the market. It's got good pickup, good power, little to no turbo lag. The truck works fantastic. I've enjoyed driving it. It's going to be one of those trucks it's hard to give back. Now, is it worth it? Only you can be the judge of that. Is it worth the extra $4 grand? You'll have to do the math. You figure it out. But keep watching. We'll do the interior here in just a moment and finish up the review. All right, now we're on to the interior. Hope you enjoyed our drive. Things I do like about Dodge, and I will say, I like their interior configuration. They've done a really good job. There's storage compartments that are underneath here, which
it's tied on the front side. There's a snap.
Oh, yep, here we go. Okay, so unsnap it. They've got nice storage compartments that are inside here, which I really like. Richard can do his side over there. That one actually, this has the optional subwoofer package in it, which eliminates some of the storage, but you end up with a sub back here, which makes the sound much better. But if that sub wasn't there, you guys are the contractors, you get all this nice area. This top folds down. The other nice thing I really do like about Dodge, let me re-snap this, is all it takes, one finger, nice and complete flat portion to put all of your stuff in it. And I've owned a Dodge before. We own them now for our cruise. I really like that feature. It really makes it nice to put stuff in. The seats just fold down easily. It makes it really, really nice. Another feature, Richard, if you can zoom in here real quick, that I also like that Dodge has, on both sides, you see this nice handy compartment that's down in here. Big storage. You can put some boots, work boots, gloves, hats. These actually come in and out. So you can kind of see.
You can make it a cooler.
You can make it a cooler. You can put ice in it. Again, really, I mean, what a great idea in actually using unused, wasted space in the floor. Dodge now has the ability to actually put some storage in there, and it works out really, really nice. Seats just fold down very easily. Both of them, nice room in the back seat. Again, the one thing I will make a quick note of, we'll talk about it when we get to the front seats. 53 grand. No leather. Dodge, I think that's a mistake. I think you should have leather for 53 grand. That's a side note. So let's move up to the front. We'll climb in. I'll turn the ignition on here, and you can actually see some of the functionality of what's inside that we didn't show you when we were actually driving it. And Richard, you were talking about the air suspension, you know, being able to raise and lower. That's all done here with these buttons. And actually, you can back out just a tad so you can get all the buttons here. So you've got suspension up, down. We've got seat heater, traction control, tow haul mode, heated steering wheel, park assist on, off, etc. This is a single climate control in this truck. So again, $53,000. Dodge, it ought to have dual climate control for 53 grand. Sorry, this outdoorsman package ought to have dual climate control. I think you're skimping on that. So if you're listening, I think you should have both. All your four-wheel drive selection is over here. It does have a cool, and this is really neat for Dodge, it does have a cool gear selector. None of the stuff hanging off here where you're running it. It's just a knob. It makes things nice and clean and neat, and I do like that. And I do like Dodge's dash. If you can see here how all this is done, they do a nice job on the dash. You can cycle through different things that are here, you know, different modes that you can go through, different fuel fuel economy settings, all that is in there, etc. Really, I do like their dash layout. In fact, I like everything about the interior. The only thing I'm going to complain about, again, this particular truck for the price ought to have leather. They have a nice dual storage console assembly, ports over here, which works well. Can you see that?
It's hard to see in the light, but there is an SD card port, an auxiliary, a USB, and then another USB port as here as well. Once again, it's hard to see, but
and then when you close those together,
yep,
you end up where you can put your DVD in this side, more storage in here, of course, and you've got storage that's up in this front compartment. Again, they've done a nice job. Dodge does a nice layout on their interior. It's a very workable truck. 115 volt outlet over here. You know, Chevy puts all of their stuff down below when it comes to all of their USB ports, etc. Dodge is doing some of it in here, some of it in the middle console. The other thing that I also like about Dodge, and this is something I should mention for some of you fleet operators, Richard, push back down here again. One thing that you can also do, if you option a truck out properly, you can add, they move some of the switches that are in here to be ran completely off the head unit, and you end up with auxiliary switches that you can turn things on and off with, which is really a cool option. Some of you that run additional lighting, snow plows, things along those lines, you end up with some additional switches that are, it's an option package that you can do. And it, by the way, it's kind of hard to option out, so you need a dealer that really knows what they're doing to make that happen. But you can put switches down here, move some of the stuff back up here, and it makes nice. So again, nice interior. I like it. It works well. We'll talk about this on air. I have already some. You can get our podcast at drive-radio.com. You can actually listen to us on the weekends at KLZ, 560 KLZ, thesource.com. Or if you're local here in Denver, AM 560, #1 station on the dial. Just go all the way to the left. First station you come to is us. Drive Radio. We're there every Saturday 10 to 1. We're rebroadcast again on Sundays from noon until 2, the last 2 hours of the show. So listen in. We appreciate it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hope you have a great day. And thanks for watching.